Please do not listen to this recording whilst driving or operating any machinery. Hello there. My name is Ellen Booth and I'm a registered clinical hypnotherapist. This hypnotherapy is to help stop smoking, and just to make sure you're sat in the right position for this, if you could sit upright in your chair with your feet flat on the ground and your hands resting on your lap, and this is to allow circulation throughout your body when you are relaxed, and for a few other reasons which we'll come to when we get there. Okay. Now, just before we make a start, I'd like to explain to you why hypnotherapy is very effective for stop smoking, as the main parts and reason behind a smoking habit with smoking cigarettes is that nicotine is not as physically addictive as what people think. The main addiction is in the mind, and it's a mental addiction, it's a habit, and it is a subconscious habit that is beyond a person's awareness. Now, you have your conscious mind, where you are consciously aware of everything you are doing, and you've got your subconscious mind, which is beyond your awareness. And a smoking habit, which in most cases has been a habit for many years, or even if it's quite a new habit, but mainly it's a habit that's gone on for a very long time. And that habit is very manifested into the person's subconscious mind. And hypnotherapy, where hypnotherapy comes into all of this, is hypnotherapy is direct communication with the subconscious mind. So what in effect you are doing is you are making suggestions to the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is listening and is aware of what is being said, but the suggestions are making changes to the subconscious mind, almost like reprogramming and making the changes that are necessary in order to stop smoking and move on from the smoking. Now, this leads me on to tell you about the misconceptions behind hypnotherapy. It is mainly a suggestion therapy where lots of suggestions, one after another, are delivered. And because under hypnosis you have put the person in a very deeply relaxed state of mind, in this very relaxed state of mind where the person is under hypnosis, they are very open and suggestible, very open and suggestible to change. And the misconceptions lie where people think that it's a mind control, that the person surrenders their will. This is not the case. The person is in full control of their mind throughout the whole process, and they can accept or reject any of the suggestions that are given. And if any suggestions were actually said that the person really did not like, then what would happen is they would come out of hypnosis because they didn't like what was said to them. So the main objective with the role of the hypnotherapist is the suggestions that you are giving are very positive, they're very beneficial, they are very helpful, they are very useful. And when these suggestions are delivered, every suggestion that is said, as soon as you've heard it said, you know whether it's positive, you know whether you like it, you know whether you think it's good and appropriate. And for those reasons that you could tell that it was beneficial as soon as it was said, you are in a position where you would allow that suggestion to go deep into your subconscious mind. And you may find that those suggestions have such a great impact that you may even hear the words echo in the back of your mind throughout your daily life. And for those reasons that they are beneficial, so that you get the benefit of the therapy, you can allow all of those suggestions to have full impact, and you can use them as you wish throughout your daily life. I am here to help you. I have your best interests at heart, and all of those powerful positive suggestions that I will be delivering to you, they are for your own benefits and they're to help you. Okay, so that's a little bit about what to expect from the hypnotherapy. And I mentioned it's very effective because hopefully, and I can't promise and guarantee that it will stop you from smoking, but we're going to give it a good go. The idea is that at the end of it, you would just feel as if you didn't want to anymore. You would hopefully feel that you had no need to ever smoke again. That it meant nothing to you, doesn't appeal to you anymore, and that it's just something that you don't feel that you need to have it in your life. And there are many techniques and stages that I will be taking you through, and I'll be there the whole way with you, and that it's totally safe, they're very easy to follow, and hopefully by the end of this hypnotherapy you would have changed. You won't feel the same as you did about smoking before. You would have changed, and that is because if you allow those suggestions to help you and allow them to reprogram the way you think about smoking, allow them to have full impact, allow them to change you, and what you will find is that even if you do have to use a bit of willpower and try a little bit after the hypnotherapy, hopefully it should make it a lot easier for you, so that it's much easier for you to stop smoking. That's the idea, to try and help make it easier for you, to take the edge off any difficulties, to make it so that you are more likely to succeed. Now, if you have not already had a final cigarette, I would suggest that you stop the recording and go and do that first. Or it might be that you use this hypnotherapy as soon as you're ready, and that you have had your last cigarette, you've said goodbye to it, or perhaps you may have smoked all of the cigarettes you have left, and you wash up all the ashtrays and put them in the cupboard and open all the windows and let the smoke out and wash all your clothes that may have smelt, had your shower so you're fresh and clean. There's many preparations that you might like to take before you go ahead with the hypnotherapy. But as long as you feel ready and that you are now ready to move forward and stop smoking. So anything you need to do right now, you go and do it. If you're ready, you carry on. Okay. Now I shall begin. Okay. And you may, as you relax in your chair, with your feet flat on the ground and your hands on your lap, as I mentioned earlier, you may like to have your eyes open or closed is absolutely fine, or you can open or close throughout. Now, just focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. As you breathe in, you breathe in calmness that relaxes you mentally and physically. And as you breathe out, you breathe out any worries or tension. And as you breathe in and out freely and easily, your breathing will continue to relax you in this way all the way through the process. And you may even find that in your everyday life from now on, from this moment forwards, that your breathing continues to relax you in that way. And also from now on, as you have chosen to quit smoking, you'll be able to benefit from breathing in all of that lovely, clean, fresh air instead of the old smoking habits that you are now preparing to let go of. And your breathing will improve, and your lungs will now begin to recover and repair themselves, and your overall general health will now improve for the better. And you have all of that to look forwards to. Better health with your breathing. As you breathe in and out. Now, just to relax you further and deeper, in a few moments' time, you will hear me say the words, now. And whenever you hear me say the words, now, every muscle in your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, will relax deeper and deeper. Whenever you hear me say the words, now, and also mentally your mind will relax too, deeper and deeper, and any unnecessary tension will leave your body, and physically your body will continue to sink down more and more, limp, relaxed and comfortable too. And mentally, your mind will be still, calm and at peace. Your mind will be still and calm. No thoughts, no distractions, not a care in the world. And this is to happen every time you hear me say the word now. And in fact, your whole body will feel so pleasantly comfortable. There may be times you will not even be aware of your body, won't be aware of your body at all. So now, if you have any unnecessary tension in any part of your body, you can now let go of all of the unnecessary tension and allow every muscle in your body to relax now. And a very pleasant, slightly warm, comfortable sensation may very soon begin to spread from your chest and your shoulders and out over your whole body. And you can now let this wonderful feeling of relaxation go all the way down through your body, down to your fingertips and down to your toes. And now you are in a much deeper, relaxed state of mind, mentally and physically. Not a care in the world now, because there is nothing of importance for you to do right now other than to listen to the sound of my voice that will go wherever you go, however deep you drift. I will be there all the way, the whole way with you. And now, before we go any further with your preparations to stop smoking, the first important task that we need to do is for you to make a firm commitment to yourself, a very firm commitment, an oath if you like, a very firm commitment, an oath as such that you can believe in, and believe in yourself that you have made this oath, this commitment. An oath that from this point onwards, as I say these words to you, from this point onwards, that you will now mean what you say when you are going to stop smoking. Mean it right now. That you mean it now from this point onwards, that you will stop smoking. You mean it, you intend it, that you will stop from this very moment onwards. An oath, an absolute genuine commitment to yourself that you are going to try your very best, and in trying your very best you have the full intention that you mean to do this, your full intention that you mean it, because you need to mean it, otherwise there is no point continuing. You need to mean it right now with your full intention. You have to know in your mind that as far as you are concerned right now, you will not be going back to it. You will never go back. And the rest of the course of the therapy yet to come will help show you the way and show you how to help yourself. And hopefully, if I can do my job well enough, by the end of the hypnotherapy, you will have no need to ever smoke again, because you would have let go of it. You would have let go and moved on. All as I need you to do right now, before the rest of the therapy, is to make this oath and commitment to yourself that you mean it 100% right now, and I will give you a minute of silence where you will no longer hear my voice, and I will come back to you after 1 minute, and in that minute of silence I want you to make this firm oath and commitment to yourself right now, okay? Okay, well done, and thank you. Thank you, because this is very important. Now we will proceed. Now, earlier, at the beginning, I asked if you could have your hands on your lap in your upright seated position. If you could now turn both of your hands over that are on your lap, turn them over so your palms are facing upwards. Now, which hand, left or right, is your main dominant smoking hand that you used to smoke with and that you held your cigarette in? Which hand was it, left or right? Or if it was both, you would pick the dominant one, the one that you use the most. And if you could now look at that hand, open your eyes if they are not already open, open your eyes, and with your eyes open, you focusing on that dominant smoking hand. You focus, you look, you observe. You fully look. Now, as you are looking at that hand, I would like for you to now use the power of your imagination. And your imagination is very special. You can imagine colours, pictures, images, sounds, feelings, what it looks, sounds and feels like in your imagination for the next instruction. You can use your imagination very powerfully, but when you focus all of your attention on that hand and you are looking with your eyes right now, I would like you to cleanse your smoking hand. And as you look at that hand, focusing all of your attention on it, you cleanse that hand. You clean it. You totally wash away. You wash away that filthy old smoking habit from your hand. You wash it away. You cleanse it. You clean it. You clean it from your old smoking habits. You totally wash it, cleanse it with your imagination. You wash away that dirty, filthy, old smoking habits. Any nicotine, yellow staining, dirty ash on your hands that got rubbed into your skin, the smell, yellow nails, that filthy old smoking habit. You wash it and cleanse it. Now you clean it. And I wonder how your imagination worked for you. Did you visualise water shooting all over it like a waterfall, or like a hose pipe, or a magical, beautiful coloured water trickling over it with beautiful colours, like the aura of a hand, for example, the colours that change. There could be many wonderful ways that your imagination works for you when you cleanse your smoking habits. You clean it, you totally wash it away, you wash away and cleanse it from your old smoking habits. Okay, so now we have cleansed your hand that used to hold the cigarette, that used to hold it, I might add, because now you've cleansed and cleaned it. That hand will never be holding any more cigarettes ever again. You wouldn't want it to. You would not want to. Now we've cleansed your hands, I am going to help you cleanse and rid your mental mind of that old habit. I'm going to help you cleanse and clean and rid your mind of that old unnecessary habits. And in order to cleanse your minds, I would like you to use the other hand that was spare, that you did not use before, your spare other hand that has the palm facing upwards on your lap. I would like you to rid your mind of any associations with smoking and put them in that hand. Rid your mind of all thoughts, all desire, everything to do with the smoking habit. All of those thoughts about it. The whole daily thinking about it, every day, all of your thoughts about it that come into your head about the smoking. Put them in the spare hand now. And I wonder how your imagination will work for you. Just like you cleansed your hand just now, how will it work for you? Will you imagine a beam of light that shoots from your head into that hand and shoots all of those words, thoughts and associations into that hand? Or perhaps what you could do with that hand is gently lift it up from your lap and place it over your forehead, touching your forehead, wrapped around your forehead. And all of those thoughts that you ever had about smoking, you transfer them into that hand. And when and only when you have done so, you allow your hand to move away from your forehead, totally ripping them out of your mind, and they are in your hand that gently returns to your lap with the palm facing upwards. And I'll give you a moment to do that. A moment to do that. I'll give you 30 seconds of silence starting from now to do so. Okay, so your hands gently on your lap with the palm upwards, with all of those thoughts, words, associations, feelings, everything to do with the old smoking habit now in that hand on your lap with the palm facing upwards, and you're holding it all in your hand. And with your eyes, you look at it. You look at it. You look at that, all of that in your hand, and you see it for what it really is. You see it. You see it. You see the lights. You see the light now at that smoking habit. You see the light from it, that it really isn't something that you would ever want in your life ever again. You see it for what it really is. A horrible, dirty, filthy habit that controlled you in ways that, well, not anymore. No longer. No, not from now on now. No more. Because you will never allow it anymore to have any influence over you anymore. Because you want rids, you want outs, and, well, we're going to get you out now. there won't be any going back. We're going to set you free, because now your cleansed hand, the other hand that you cleansed, that perhaps you cleansed very beautifully with your imagination. In a few moments' time, when I count from 1 to 5, with each number I count, your hands will begin to get closer to each other. They will begin to move towards each other. And on the count of 5, and only on the count of 5, when I say the number 5, your hands will clasp and hold together as one. And that cleansed, clean hand that is cleansed will totally envelop the other hand, cleansing it, cleaning it, cleansing it and cleaning it. And it will cleanse and clean over the smoking habit, so that both hands will become as cleansed and cleaned as each other. They'll both be cleansed and cleaned, because the cleansed and clean, the cleanliness of the cleansed hand is stronger, more powerful and more dominant, and will wipe out any of that old smoking. So I'm now going to count from 1 to 5, and on the count of 5, as I just explained, you will know what to do, and it will be your way, in a way that works for you, as I described. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Clasping your hands together. And I'm going to give you about 20 seconds of silence so you can feel and experience that in your own way. And I'll come back to you in 20 seconds from now. Okay. Now, both of your hands, so beautifully clean and cleansed now. Your mind cleansed and clean. You can now just gently allow both of your hands to rest on your lap in any way that you feel most comfortable with, because now that you have removed and cleansed yourself of that smoking habit, now that together I've shown you how to cleanse and remove it from you, we need, or you need rather, to replace that old habit with something else, something better. You need to replace it with something else, to fill the gap, to fill the void, to fill the gap in your life. Because now there is a gap in your life where the smoking once was, and you need to fill the gap and replace the old habits with something better, something that's healthy, safe and positive. And you'll need to choose something that means more to you. It could be a hobby or an interest. It could be a very strong reason, like the love of your children or the love of someone or something else that you will focus on instead. Replace the old habit with something that means more to you. And you can choose up to about 5 things perhaps. Not too many, because quality is better than quantity with this. If you were to replace it with up to 5 things and choose something that means something to you. Choose something perhaps that you can do any time, any place, anywhere, no matter where you are and what you are doing, you can do this thing that you have chosen. So now I'm going to give you a minute of silence again so that you can think what you would like to replace the old habit with. And I give you that minute of silence now. Okay, I trust that you were able to conjure up at least one thing that means more to you that you will now replace the old habit with, so that you have something else instead now. And you can know now that from this moment forwards, you will have no desire to smoke anymore. When you get up in the morning, or at night, if you get up at night, whatever time of day that you get up for your time ahead of you, whether that be day or night, when you go and make yourself that first drink of the day, whether it be tea or coffee or whatever you have, you will have no desire to smoke. When you are getting ready for your day ahead of you, no desire to smoke. When you go about your daily business, no matter where you are, who you are with, or what you are doing in your daily business, you have no desire to smoke. At times when perhaps you used to smoke, like maybe if you were having a drink with friends, because things have changed now, you have no desire to smoke. When there were times when you used to smoke, particularly in a certain situation or a thing that you were doing, you have no desire to smoke. And you have no desire to smoke ever again. No matter what you are doing, where you are, who you are with, any situation, you have no desire to smoke. Even if other people are smoking around you, you have no desire to smoke. No desire. And there never will be ever again. because now you're moving on. I'm going to make a very powerful suggestion to you, an extremely powerful suggestion to you. And for your own benefit of the therapy, and before I say, and you will know as soon as I've said it, if it's good, but at this very point I'm asking you to allow it to have full impact, to go deep into your subconscious mind, to reprogram the whole thing. And here it goes. Will you forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever smoked at all? Will you forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever smoked? Forget the whole thing. Wipe it from your memory. Wipe out from your memory any involvement that you ever had with it. And there's no matter how long that you smoked for. You could have smoked for 50 years. You could have smoked for your whole life. Doesn't matter how long you smoked for. Because you can forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever smoked at all. In fact, you prefer to forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever smoked at all, because it was such an unnecessary, vile, horrible habit. You much prefer to forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever smoked at all. And if you ever did need to remember, you would just know it was something that you let go of for a better life, and you'll just forget all about it again as soon as you even thought about it. Because there won't be a need for you to ever remember it. And if there was, as I say, you just remember you let go of it and forget about it again. Because you can forget to remember, or remember to forget that you ever did it in the first place. Because there's no need. You forget. You wipe it out. A much better thing to do. Why would you even want to remember something like that? There's no need. Because from now on, from this very moment onwards, you can move on with your life, moving on to a better future, a much better future for yourself, better health, much better in so many ways. And I'm sure you have all of that to look forward to, all of the wonderful, wonderful benefits in life that will now come to you because you've moved on. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to take you into the very near future. Then I'm going to take you into the future in 6 days' time. 6 days' time from now. And I'll count from 1 to 6. And with each ascending number from 1 to 6, you'll go forward day by day, and by the count of 6 you'll see yourself, hear yourself, feel yourself in your imagination in 6 days' time, living your life as wonderful as it can be, that you can make it, and you'll be able to really experience how it's going to be for you in 6 days' time. And I'll give you 30 seconds to a minute of silence when we get to 6 days' time for you to fully experience that future experience in 6 days' time. So ready, 1 going forward in time, 2 going forward in time, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now whether you saw, heard or felt anything, even if you just knew, you may not have saw, felt or heard anything, just by knowing where you're gonna be in 6 days' time is a very powerful way, because you look forward, you see a way forward, and in a few moments time I'm going to count back from 6 back to 1. You'll come back day by day each time, and you'll bring all of that learning experience with you, and before I bring you back, you can integrate all of that learning into you, every part of you right now. You can integrate that right now as I say these words, right now. And now I'm going to bring you back. 6, bringing yourself back day by day. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way back to the present now. Now you're in the right mindset to move on. I'm going to awaken you from this hypnotherapy. But just before I awaken you, just before I wake you up, I'd just like to remind you, you have so much ahead of you now, so much wonderful, wonderful life events, experiences, good health, better well-being, truer happiness, more genuine, truer happiness from now on. There's so much going for you now. Now that you have made these wonderful changes in your life, wonderful changes, that I'm sure you're very pleased with yourself, and you can be very, very pleased with yourself that you did it, you've done this, you've achieved this. Well done you. You've achieved something great, greatness in your life. Well done. I'm now going to wake you up. In a few moments' time, you'll hear me count from 1 to 10. You'll become more and more awake with each ascending number. And by the count of 8, you would have opened your eyes. And by the count of 10, you'll be fully wide awake. 1, 2, 3, waking yourself up now. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake. 7, 8, opening your eyes. 9 and 10, fully wide awake.